to welcome Phoebe Koundouri again. Phoebe, who is incredibly elegant and articulate, but I hope, Phoebe, that you only spend kind of 3 to 4 minutes. If you could comment, I don't know if you heard Jeff Sachs before. Where are you, by the way?
I am leaving for Milan as well, because we are launching SDSN Italy tomorrow morning with Jeff, not launching SDSN Italy, but launching the new SDSN Italy at the University of Brescia. So tomorrow I'm in Brescia and then in Utrecht for the European Research Council meeting. It's a bit hectic, but I'm always very happy to be with you. I'm always very happy to be able to say a few things about the progress of the Alliance of Excellence for Research and Innovation on IFORIA, on developing pathways that detail the sustainability transition. It is important to make it explicit what is the optimal mixture of technologies, policies, fiscal and financial instruments. And I have a slide on. I hope you can see it. I know you cannot see it, but it would be good if it can be shared. Before making the 2 points that I want to make, and please share my slides if somebody is listening, is to say that without peace, there is nothing. There is no sustainability transition. There is no climate decarbonization. There is no roadway to climate neutrality or biodiversity protection or reduction of inequality or support of human welfare. There is nothing. So the first thing is peace. Yeah. We have been discussing this extensively in New York, third week of September during United Nations General Assembly and the Summit for the Future. Although the Summit for the Future had priorities including sustainable development, control of new technologies, especially AI, empowering youth, the most important element, the one that has to be first priority is, of course, peace. And for that, we need to figure out exactly what is going on and leverage the power and influence that is needed in order to make sensible steps towards achieving it. I won't say more about this because Jeff and the second speaker said a lot. I'm going to just announce 2 things. In COP in Azerbaijan, we are going to release the open access platform with digital applications that allows every country, every scientist, every stakeholder to have access to the work of the Global Climate Hub of SDSN that I have the pleasure to chair. This hub has 3 layers. The first layer is an interdisciplinary mathematical modeling layer that allows explicit development for each and every country in the world of climate neutrality and climate resilience pathways. And it's the first attempt that integrates climate scenario, energy and transport systems pathways, land use and marine use systems pathways, health systems, and socioeconomic systems. So you don't only know how the different systems have to transform in order to achieve climate neutrality and climate resilience, you also know how they connect, and you also know their footprint on the economy, how to finance the transition and how to care for the vulnerable. And in addition to that, you constantly work with the second layer, the transdisciplinary co-design with all the relevant stakeholders. So stakeholders are co-designers. They are given the capacity to understand the problems, understand the solutions, and become shareholders of the solutions. And all these data, models, results are fully available to everybody who wants to use it. And at the same time, we offer training courses to increase the capacity on that. The second point I want to make, and I'm closing with that, in order to be able to familiarize yourself with such a platform that we are going to make available, it is not enough to have open access. You need to engage the stakeholders. And to engage the stakeholders means you create the capacity to be engaged, to understand, to co-design, and to use the different tools at different scales and at different levels. Not everybody has to be able to use scientific tools, but everybody needs to be able to understand the problem, to understand the solution, and be part of the labor market that will implement the solution. So it is important to understand that it is the platform, the science, the engagement of the stakeholders, but also the acquiring of the skills and the creation of the occupations that are needed to implement the transformation. Last year, at the COP in Dubai, we have launched as SDSN and Euphoria a report that investigated with deep neural networks, AI approaches, whether the skills and occupations that are needed to implement the European Green Deal in Europe, all the laws and regulations that have already been voted for, do we have these skills? That was our questions. We created the skills that are needed using AI. We created the occupations that are needed, and then we looked into the labor force. Do we have them? Are we able to implement this policy framework, this legal regulatory framework? The answer is that we are missing 85% of the skills and occupations that are needed. So this is a call for a serious investment in Europe and beyond, of course, on education, upskilling, and reskilling to really enable the stakeholders to accept the transition, because they will become equipped with the capacity to be part of the transition. They will have the skills and knowledge that are needed to implement the transition. Thank you.
Phoebe, thank you very much indeed. Thank you.